Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to demo on self-hosted runtime integration. First of all, let us see what is integration runtime. By default, whenever you are creating Azure Data Factory, a auto-resolve runtime integration will be created in the particular data factory. So why do we need an integration runtime? So whatever the task you do, let's say for example, your Azure Data Factory is copying some data from SQL into Blob or to Cosmos DB. So whatever the task it is doing, or whatever the link it is having, this needs to be established from a particular machine, right? So Azure provides you that particular infrastructure. That is what we call it as auto-resolve runtime integration. This particular auto-resolve runtime integration can help you only to connect in the Azure environment. What if in case your Azure Data Factory wants to interact with your on-premise network? Maybe you have a SQL server or some file system inside your on-premise network, and Azure Data Factory wants to read some data from it. Technically, you have an infrastructure which is auto-resolve runtime integration, but it will not have the connectivity with the on-premise network, right? So in order to bridge at the network level, you need to use self-hosted runtime integration. You need to install this self-hosted runtime integration inside a machine which is connected to that particular on-premise network. This is the same case with any private network. You need to install this particular self-hosted runtime integration. This self-hosted runtime integration not only provides the infrastructure to run your task, but it also works as a bridge among the network. So use self-hosted integration runtime whenever you want to perform some activity with the on-premise or a private network. But in self-hosted integration runtime, you cannot perform data flow task. Data flow means inside Azure Data Factory, you have an option to perform certain transformation such as union, join, conditional split. Like that, you can do various transformation activity with data flow, but this data flow is not available with self-hosted integration runtime. You can perform data flow transformation only with auto-resolve integration runtime. And your question will be like, what to do in case if I want to do some transformation activity with the file or data I'm getting from on-premise. You cannot use self-hosted integration runtime because in that data flow it won't be available. So what you need to do is use self-hosted integration runtime in order to copy the data from on-premise into a cloud storage like Blob or Azure SQL or Cosmos DB. There you can load it. From there you need to perform data flow task with the help of auto-resolve runtime integration. Now it's time for demo. This is my Azure Data Factory. If you want to know about the steps to create Azure Data Factory, watch my introduction video about ADF. Now click on Manage. Under Manage you will have various options. Under that go to Integration Runtime. And if you see, this is the auto-resolve integration runtime which is created while creating the Azure Data Factory. To create self-hosted integration runtime, just click on this New. And here you have two options. One is for SSIS and another is for self-hosted. Just click on this and then continue. Here you have three options. The first one is Azure. So in case if you want some additional integration runtime, you can prefer this, but this is only for connecting your Azure environment. So it won't help you to connect with on-premise. So we will go with the second option, which is for private and on-premise network. And the third option is for sharing this particular self-hosted integration runtime across multiple Azure Data Factory. I have planned it as a separate video. As of now, let's proceed to set up the self-hosted integration runtime. Just select self-hosted and then click on continue. And here provide a name for your integration runtime. If you have multiple integration runtime, then it will help you to identify uniquely. If you wish to provide some description, you can provide it over here. Just click on create. Here you have two options. First option is for express setup and second is for manual setup. In manual setup, after installing this integration runtime, you need to provide the keys which is given below. But in express setup, you need not to provide key. It will be automatically binded. But usually I will prefer with the second option because sometime in the first option it is showing up some error. So I prefer doing it manually. I have clicked on it. It will navigate you to the download portal, and if you scroll down, we need to select the language first and then just click on download, and here select the latest version and then click on next, and then select your local folder and then click on save. Once the download completes, just double click on it in order to open it, and then it will open a pop-up. First select the language which you want and click on next. Accept the terms and condition and click on next. If you wish to change the installation location, you can change from here or click on next, and once done, click on install. It will take some time for installation, so let's wait for a while. Once the installation completed, just click on finish and it will open up the integration runtime application. This is how it will look like, and the application will be initially hidden under this tray. So this is the application which is running. In case if it is not opening, then go here and search for integration runtime. So this will show up the Microsoft integration runtime and you can open it. And here we need to provide the authentication key. So this authentication we will be getting up from our Azure Data Factory. So in our Azure Data Factory here, if you see, you have option to copy the key. Just click on it and paste it here. Few network may have some proxy setup. So if you have some proxy server related setting, you can provide it over here and just click on register. It is validating the key. Once the validation is done, it will ask you to provide the name. In case if you want to change the name of your self-hosted runtime, here you can provide it or just click on finish. It will take some time for registration to finish, and that's it. The registration got completed. So we have successfully associated a single machine to the self-hosted integration runtime. So in case if you want to associate multiple machine, you can do so, but you can add up to 4 machine per self-hosted integration runtime. So why we need a multiple integration runtime? So in case if this particular machine goes down, the Azure Data Factory process won't run, right? So in that case, if you have multiple machine, even if one goes down, the Azure Data Factory will route that particular request to the other machine. So the request will go smooth. Also, in case if you are getting some multiple requests, having multiple node will distribute the load evenly. So in case if you want to set up an additional machine, follow the same step what we done. Install it and provide the key. Simple. Now click on this launch configuration manager, and here it will show an option to stop the service. So this is up and running now. So in case if you wish to stop, you can stop from here. Just minimize this and click on close. And here if you see, the integration runtime which we have set up is up and running here. And let me click on this. And if you go to nodes, here in case if you set up multiple machine, it will list out all over here. Let me finish, and that's it. I have planned 5 videos now. The first video is for SQL Server installation setup, which we have already completed. And the next video is self-hosted integration runtime setup, which is the current video. The third video is for connecting the SQL Server, which we have set up in our on-premise, which we will be connecting with the help of self-hosted integration runtime. In the fourth video, we'll be showing how to connect a on-premise file system. And in the fifth video, I'll be showing how to share this self-hosted integration runtime across multiple Azure Data Factory. All video URL of this will be available in the video description. And that's it on this video. Thank you for watching. Follow me on LinkedIn and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Bye.